Costume design. There's no one.
Oh. Okay. Welcome everybody. Welcome to my YouTube channel and IG Live. This is a podcast. So I run podcasts every week. I'm Remy. I live in Bandung, Indonesia. I work as a professional PRH educator. And basically, I work with people who has motivation to be a better person. Okay, and if someone asked me now how to become a better person, I can answer that based on my experience since 2005. In 2005, I know PRH since 2005, and I become a better person by starting my own growth journey. Yeah, growth journey. So growth journey consists with many things about knowing ourselves deeper and about making a small adjustment or a big adjustment. So many things in the growth journey can be consist with a lot of experience. So that is why I run podcasts every week to tell an experience when you are following your own growth journey. Yeah. So for me, growth journey is really something. Yeah, it is something that I would like to share it with you. So in the podcast, I will invite my college educator or I invite my friends, and we will share things about what is the experience in the growth journey. So, and today I invite my college educator, Annie, from Malaysia, to share her experience. So, specifically, it is an experience about making decisions. Yeah, okay, making decisions and the growth journey. It means that by making a conscious decisions every day, we can become a better person. That is the title for today. So how can it be? How can we become a better person by making conscious decisions? What is the relations? So every day, actually, we make decision in our daily life. Yeah, it becomes part of our daily life. Sometimes we even don't realize that we make decisions. And by making decisions, we are actually directing our life. Yeah, directing our life. For example, when we choose not to eat fast food, we direct our life to a healthier life. When we choose what we eat based only a good taste in our mouth, in our tongue, the taste, we might direct our life to a non-healthy life. Yeah, it is the same in other areas of our life. For example, when we decide to sleep early, it means that we can have a better sleep. So it means that we make a decision to a better life. Okay, so but do you really notice that not every decision you make is conscious decisions? It means that there is a chance that that you are not aware at all that you have already decided that you do not, that you are going into a a different direction that you want. You want a healthy life, but because there is unconscious decisions, and then you make a decision that really unconscious, and actually your life is going toward to the direction that maybe you don't really want. So this is a small conclusion. So when you have more conscience to your decisions, you can help yourself to make a better decision, of course. And at least by realizing it, you can avoid to make an unconscious decisions, which sometimes direct you to a life that you don't want. Yeah. So there is a question in me. Yeah, there's a question in me. So what is a conscious decision? What is it really? And how conscious this decision really help us to become a better person? Yeah. And what is the connection between becoming better and making a conscious decisions? And okay, so we will have the answer from these questions through our podcast. Yeah. So let me introduce our guest. Welcome, Annie. So where are you? Oh, here you are. So let me add you to the spotlight. Okay, welcome, Annie. Annie is she's a PRS educator also. She's from Malaysia. She dedicated her life to accompany others in developing their life to become a better person. Yeah. So she gives workshops. It's like coaching, yeah, one-on-one. In PRH, we know as helping relationships, and a group accompaniment and other activities to public in Malaysia. And she's when we were talking earlier about weeks ago, and I realized that she has a wonderful story. Yeah, it is a true story about how she's decided to took time off from her work and spend more time with her mother. It was a decision that was a big decision, and she never regretted. And actually, it's not an easy decision, but that was a decision that made her a stronger woman. Her love becomes stronger. She becomes a better person. So there is an admiration in me, yeah, to Annie, and I want we all know deeper about these stories, about the secret. I feel there is something behind this story that when we hear it, and it can inspire us. Yeah. So, and we will also hear how PRS help her in making a better decisions and to become a better person each day. So, okay, so I'm sure we can learn a lot from your story, Annie. So, welcome. So, how are you?
Thanks, Remy. Thank you for inviting me this evening to be part of this podcast and to also share a little bit about decision, which is something that, as you share, is something that's important. And we do it every day, in our daily life. Sometimes we are conscious, sometimes we are not conscious. And so as you shared earlier on, I will share my story about this important decision and how I was very conscious when I take this decision. It was an important decision because it helped me today. Yeah, it helped me in the way I live my life today and in who I am today. So one of the most important decision that I've taken in the last 1 year was to spend time with my mom. I decided that I would I would take away 6 months of my time from work so that I can spend it with her when she was not well, when she had cancer. Yeah. So in me, I wanted to live my love for her, to be present for her in her difficulty and where she needed us most, yeah, when she had her health problem. This also means that I took a lot of time away from work, which is just started my PRH work in Malaysia. I'm taking a lot of time away, and also frequent travels to my hometown and back to KL. and also to deal with my body and health in terms of the tiredness that I may experience, and also spending a lot of time with my family, with my brothers. So, however, during this period of time, I was really able to live my love for her as a daughter, and it really connected me to her, through the difficulty, to the moments of laughter, the conversation, the food that we eat together as a family. And also during this time, I live a cooperation and bond with my sibling, with my brothers, when we are with her. So she has passed since last year, middle of last year. And today I feel really at peace with myself. I'm really grateful for the time that I've had with her and with my family. And I feel really strengthened by this bond that we share together as a daughter and also as part of this family that is important to me.
Okay.
However, that is not always the case. Sometimes in my early years, I'm not so good at making good decisions.
Okay. Annie, let us cut a little.
Okay.
I want you to tell your story, not directly. It's like a piece by piece, and so we can see a little bit in one part, and we see another thing in the other part.
Sure.
So what you tell us is the wonderful story. It's about the story of you and your mom, and how you give your love, your dedicate, and then during the 6 months, you really give her your love, and you spend a lot with her. So you can see from the result, and today you feel grateful, and you feel peace in you. So actually you can see from that this decision, you don't regret to make this decision, right?
Yeah.
It is a very good decision, but this is like a big decision. It's like a starting point, and then from that decision, and then you commit yourself to go to your hometown. And then I think if I were in your positions, there will be a lot of decisions during those 6 months period. It's like a small decisions. It's not like that we make a big decisions and then directly everything going well, and I don't think so, right? So can you tell us a little bit about what is happening in this 6 month period? Do you make also a small decisions that relate to these big decisions in the start, in the beginning?
Yeah, what you say really is true. The decision to take 6 months off work and to spend with my mom is it's the crux of the decision. But in it, I also live many smaller decisions, because it doesn't mean that when I take a decision, everything will go well. I also have to plan. I also have to observe what are the things that are important to me, to my relational life with my husband, and also my sibling who are together with me in taking care of her. So I am also wanting to leave my work to help people. So this is something that is deep inside of me. While I want to love my mom and care for her, I also want to do some work, not being away totally. So I plan some time. I plan short modules, 2 hours, 3 hours, online session that is possible for me in my circumstance, in my reality, away from my day-to-day activity. And I share this timing of the activity with my brothers, who are also caretaking my mom, so that I can have the schedule planned, and then I can still live my work while I'm in my hometown. And also with my husband, he's an important person in my decision making, because he is, I'll be away from home for a long period of time. I also wanted to him to feel that that he is also part of this, and that I can have a peace of mind when I'm in my hometown. Yeah, so his well-being and needs are important to me when I take this decision. And my brothers, I'm not alone in taking care of my mom. They are with me. So it is also a sense that everybody has a place. Everybody is respected they also aspire to live their love and support for my mom. So it is also that we discuss how we would be able to support her, different tasks that we can do so that we can live our support together. Because when we take care of another person, it requires a lot of energy. It is exhaustion. It can be very tiring. And, it is really living ourselves well, taking care of ourselves well, my energy level, so that when I am with the person before me, that when I'm caring for her, I am in my best self. I have energy for her. I can give my love in the best way possible. I can live my patience and I can live my joy with her. And this, we are able to do it. My brothers and I, we were able to cooperate, and then we have different shift timing in the way that we care for her, and different tasks. I cook, so they attend to her medical needs and so forth. So we live support so that we are able to give more to her and our way of helping her. Yeah, so these are small decision but important decision to take care of ourselves in the process, and also to make sure that we give her from the best of us.
Yeah, thank you, Annie. So I can hear that you are a strong woman, right? So it's not easy to make those decisions during those period, right? But so I have this. I'm wondering. So what was happening before? It was is it from your from is it that you are already strong this way from already long time ago, or you can feel that you are becoming a better person and you are learning to making a good decisions, and while learning making a good decisions, and those decisions in your growth journey help you to become a better person. So how is it in the earlier years? Can you tell us a little bit?
Yeah, so good question, Raymond. So in my early years, not always the case. In my early years, I'm not so good at making decisions. You would say, like, I wasn't aware of the decisions I was taking. Perhaps I was led by, wanting to be popular, wanting to be received, wanting to be accepted by my bosses, and wanting to do many things. So I am, a lot of times I just was eager to please my bosses and friends. I was very agreeable. I'm the Miss Nice person. I never say no. I never consider what was important for myself, what I needed, whether I have the energy for it, or whether I have what I'm doing is something that I love or I like. I didn't consider all of it. For me, it is just important to be seen as being successful, current, and happening. So I ended up not making very good decision. I joined everything. I participated in everything. I spent a lot of hours at work, and my weekends are always busy, and I feel really tired, exhausted. And I can sense in me a lot of discomfort. I feel not at peace with myself because not everything I do, I like. I'm just doing it because I feel the obligation to meet my bosses and with people around me.
Yeah.
So in me, searching.
So actually, our whole personality affect our decision, right? So maybe in the early years when you still have lots of cerebral functioning, yeah, in the period, lots of thinking, and you still take too much in consideration the expectation from the others. It's like, or maybe there is when I hear there is still in the sensations that you can feel that in some decisions, it's sometimes you cannot make decisions because you feel something in your sensibility, and it hinders us to make a better decision or a good decision. So actually our personality, the whole personality affect our decisions. Yeah, that is true, right, Annie?
Yeah.
And
Yeah, it's a sense you feel obligated, you do not want to offend. So I feel that I cannot be free in myself, actually, sometimes in some of the decision. Yeah.
so what do you think about conscious decisions? Is it that when we are aware that we are making a decisions, what is really happening in us? What is really what we are aware of? Like decisions is it when we know our deep value, is it enough to make a good or a good decisions, or is it enough, or maybe there are other things in our personality that we need to consider, or we can see that's okay. So conscious decision means that we are aware about what about things about ourselves.
Yeah.
Can you tell us about it a little bit?
Yeah. Today I also learn as I grow as a person, I become more aware. I also, when I take a decision, first of all, I stop before I take. I must realize that I am taking a decision. So, for example, if I want to buy something, it's a decision because whether I need this or not. Or when I reply to somebody, the way that I choose to reply, it is a decision that is coming from within me. So today I learned to pause. Yeah, I learned to pause. If I'm taking a decision, then I observe in myself what is happening in me. Is this something that I want? Is it me in the way that I am responding, or is it in line with what I feel that is important to me? And in my daily activity, doing certain, like gardening for me, is it meaningful for me? I can sense it. The more I grow as a person, then I start to realize that not every decision has equal weight. Some decision can help me. Some decision takes away from me. Some decision help me to know that this is who I am. This is meaningful for me. And, whether I go out with friends all the time for tea, I also now discern whether it is okay for me now. I discern whether this is something that is, a good decision for me. So I learn to listen to myself. I learn to observe myself in my way. I observe, I think whether is it good or not, and I observe my feeling. Am I feeling comfortable or not? And then my body, does it have enough energy? Do I have enough energy? If tomorrow I have a lot of work to do, then today I am mindful of the whether I'm going out or not. I take care of some of these things. So these things for me helps me in my decision making. So when I make the right decision, I can realize that I am able to be more myself. I'm present when I'm helping people. I make better decisions that help me to grow. But when I am not living the best of me in my decision, I find that I get tired easily and I'm not in my best self. Yeah.
I love the way you express it's about listen to ourselves. Yeah. Sometimes this is one thing that we forget to do, to listen to ourselves, listen to our body, and listen to the needs from our body, and listen to to who we are in really who we are in the deepest selves. It's like the true selves, and listen to the deep conscience. And also we are considering the capacity of our mind, our intellect. So there is this. So there are things that we are listened to in order to have conscious decisions. It means that it's not only making conscious decisions, but before making a decisions, we take time to listen to ourselves, and we become a better person if we have this habit to listen to ourselves, listen to who we are in the deepest selves. Yeah, I have a similar a similar experience with you because my mom also she passed away with the cancer also. So I took time also for her months to take care of her, and it's like I can relate to you in this, and so spend one night or 3 nights in the hospitals, and when I listen to the body, and even though it is an important, it's really important to be with her, but my body needs rest. So when I listen to my body and then I can give myself time to rest, it's not only to be with her only, but also taking care of my body. It's that kind of decisions makes me, become a better person. It's not like that I'm put a pressure in my body and I took the whole energy to do one thing.
Yeah.
So becoming a better person. So this is one thing that really interests me in your story. What can you tell me a little bit? How is it, and how do you feel that you become a better person from that decisions?
Yeah. So for me, thanks, Remy. So for me, the experience, although it was a difficult time for all of us, for my family, but because I was able to live my aspiration to love her, to connect with her, and to spend that time, whether it is just having food or just having a small chat, watching movies together, to be present with her. It is very meaningful for me. It is really me living as a daughter to my mom, and my mom as a mom to me. That relational life that we can have together. We have a very difficult relationship in the early years. So this time was really important, and we were able to, really connect in a good way. And also with my brothers, to live our family life again. The last time we were all together for a long time was when we were children, and we would be running around, playing, fighting, and so forth. But today, as adults together, together, we wanted to live. We were committed to live our differences together. We were committed to live our love for her and united as a family. So today I can say that I become stronger because it strengthened my identity as a person in who I am. It strengthened my capacity to give love, to be present to her, to be patient. I live my generosity. I live my gift of accompanying her, and the bond that I have with my brothers. So today I feel that it builds me stronger even as a person, that I am able to weather through a difficult situation. And because of all these small little decisions, and with a lot of love and respect to my family, to my brothers, and also to my mom. So it is like you go through a passage, and when you pass it, something in me has shifted. I'm changed as a person.
Something grow in you. So I feel that by making that decision, that you create a space, you create like a way for you for your love and your and your being to grow up. So it seems that started from that decisions, and then there is an activity that you spend with your mom and with your siblings, and during those activities there is you can exercise, you can actualize your love. And in PRH we know about the being, right, Annie? Being is something that in PRH we call who we are, that we find it in the deeper self. It's the being. So when you say that you feel that your love is getting stronger, it means that the being is getting stronger, right, Annie? So,
Yeah.
so that is, so now I can see really clear why these decisions makes you a better person. Okay? Because now after the decisions, you feel something is changed in you.
Yeah.
And when you say that love is become stronger, it's not in your mind, but you can feel it in your
Yeah.
body and in your
Yeah.
sensibility. And
Yeah.
even now, when you have, with your friends or with your husband, or maybe you are giving a workshops, you can feel this love uh, is really there, and you can act, or you can actualize this life for people so unconditionally. So that is so it's really wonderful, Annie. So through decisions, we create an opportunity for ourselves to become who we are.
Yeah.
If we make a decision from our being. So that is the case. So when we are making decision not from our being, for example, from our deficiency, for examples, like I like food who is really tasty, it's like in Indonesia we call it nasi padang. Nasi padang. It's like, with the creamy, with the sauce and the curry, and it's really tasteful in the mouth. So, but when we are making decisions only based on the needs from the body, and we didn't really listen to our being, and that kind of decisions will not make us a better person. Yeah. So this kind of decisions is really simple, but actually it's not as easy as it is. Yeah. What do you think,
Yeah.
Annie?
Yeah, it is true. Yeah. Sometimes we have a lot of needs and wants coming from different parts of us. If I have like if I were to take care of my mom, I have many projects in my head. I want it to be done this way, that way. It may not work because it is not in the interest of living that love, and also the respecting the others who are also that we are helping together. Or if I want to live from my feelings, sometimes when I feel like it, I do it. When I don't feel like it, I do not do it. Then it is, sometimes when we take a decision, what you say is true. We have to commit to that decision that we have taken. And to commit to it is to actualize it, is to put it into action. And that requires us to, to look at what is important. We learn to discern in ourselves what is the best decision for this case. Even like healthy food, Malaysia too, Remy,
Malaysia too.
full of good food. And if I want more energy, then I observe my food intake. I observe the kind of food that I need to take.
Yes.
So if I don't, I can enjoy myself. I feel really good. My body may not be too happy tomorrow because it is sluggish. It is not, I'm not alert. So it is really about taking conscious decision when we want to grow in something. That's why, like what you said, when we take good decision, it helps us to grow. We become better, whether in our health, in our relationship, and so forth.
Yeah, but we are a person with our history, right? With our history, sometimes we had in the past, it's not a good history, and we have maybe a trauma or maybe something difficulties, and that creates a parts in our personality that sometimes, for me, examples is about doubt. Yeah, I have this tendency to doubt myself. When making decisions, there is a doubt in my mind and my sensibility. So it was strong. Maybe 10 or 15 years ago, it was strong, this doubt, and I struggle with this doubt in me. But when I grow with Pierre's method, and when I was helping relationships, when I went to workshops, and when I do my own analysis, and then I become understand, So this is doubt in me, but actually I wasn't born with doubt. Doubt came in me because I have a bad experience, right? So I understand. So this is the root of my doubt. So this is from this year. This year I had this experience. So then I can work on myself. So this is important. So when we are working on ourselves with a method and with someone who can help us, so we can understand ourselves better. When we can understand ourselves better, we can become a better person, and our decisions also become a better decision. So decisions and become a better person, it seems like they both like if we become a better person, our decision becomes better. If we make a good decisions, then we have a chance to become a better decision. So it's like
It goes together.
Yeah, it goes together. It cannot be separated. So
Yeah.
so maybe it's now it is a time for us to talk about this small decisions in the daily life. So what do you think? Because in our daily life, we make lots of decisions, right? A daily life. Can you give an examples of decisions in daily life that sometimes it is hard, or maybe it's not, it's unconscious?
Yeah. So sometimes in our daily life, we actually make a lot of decisions. I wake up in the morning and the alarm bells ring. And then I decided at that moment, do I continue to sleep or do I wake up? It's also a decision. But if I'm having a meeting at 9 o'clock and then I want to sleep longer and I close my alarm, then what happens? So is it a good decision for me at that moment? So then maybe I wake up, then I'm rushing, then I don't take my breakfast, and then I run and I go for the meeting. So we can have a sense of all these are small decisions, but it has an impact on our well-being in how we can live the day. And then maybe because I'm rushing, I'm not in a state where I'm calm. So I may not be my best self. I have no smile, I'm under stress, So this small decision affects my daily life in my way of interacting with people and so forth. So it is also, that's just one area. And the other area was to look at the food that we want to consume. If I am conscious, as for me, as we grow older in age, so I cannot enjoy so many good food. Not to say I can still enjoy, but now I want to be able to work well. I want to have energy for my work. So I start to look at, okay, what is a good food for me? Maybe a balanced meal, maybe not too much of oily food or whatever. I start to observe that I have the choice. The most important thing is I have a choice. I have the power to take a decision for myself. So it is to really, many a times, a lot of decisions are already a habit. Is it a good habit? If it's a habit that helps me to grow, well and good. If I do gardening, it's a good habit, so it can help me. But if it's a habit that, I spend 2 hours gardening and I don't do my work, then it is not. So I am the one who is able to observe myself in my daily decision. Is it a good decision for me? Is it a good decision to skip my meal and then have gastric later? Or is it a good decision for me to, spend a lot of time on social media and not on my work? Or what is it? What is a good decision? It is us having a conscious mind that in my everyday life, I want to live myself better. And it starts off with me observing myself in my decision making. Sometimes somebody could tell me, Annie, did I take a decision? It's an auto decision. I seem to go into an auto mode.
Autopilot.
So it could be a good decision, it could be a terrible decision. So it is to really observe ourselves and stop and sense this decision that I'm going to take. Now shopping online is very easy. I can just press the button and then I've already buy something which I may need or may not need. So all these are simple decisions daily that I can observe that can help me to grow as a person or not. Okay, sorry, Rini.
Yeah. So I used to think before I know PRH, I used to think that making decisions is only in our mind. It's like we are thinking what is the good decision. So we make a comparison between A and B and C. But actually making a good decision is starting from taking time, make a pause, taking time, and to what you said earlier is I like the way you say it. It's like we observe and we listen to ourselves. So actually we are using our mind to see and to observe and to listen what is in us. We see to the body and to the being and to the deep values and to the frustrations also, because sometimes there is a frustration in us, and to the emotions and to many things in us, and then to observe, and then we observe the people around us and also the situation and the conditions, and by considering all those reality, so we think what is the realistic way, what is the good decision that we can take this time. So actually the thinking part is the last in the last part, right? So in the beginning we start to see ourselves, to observe ourselves, and to see the realities that exist at that moment, right?
Actually, what you say is very true. I learned to make decisions from PRH. I never knew there's a method in decision making. And like what you just said last week, is to really observe ourselves in the decision making process. It's like to consult ourselves. How is it a good decision, And then does it feel well with me? I okay with this decision? My body got enough energy? Is this who I am? Or am I taking decision because this person says so? So then I sense deep within me, what is a good decision to take? And it's important because it helps me to grow as a person.
So let's see, are there any questions? Are there any questions? So
is there anyone who would like to ask questions, how you sense the session has been?
Yeah, and you can post your questions to the chat.
Or any reaction,
There is one person that asked about indecision, Annie. What is about indecision? When we are not making decision at all, there is an options, and then we are sometimes we are confused and we are not really sure what is. And indecision, when we are not making indecision in this situation, is it really that we are making decision or not? What do you think?
So indecision sometimes happens when we are not really sure what we want, and then and also in a sense that I'm afraid to make a mistake sometimes, then therefore I cannot take this decision. It's too hard for me. And then I can spend hours playing it. Yes, and then no, I'm not too sure. And also maybe there's a fear in me. There's a fear in me that prevents me to take the decision. So it depends. I think if it's a habitual indecision, some people can live that. Constantly they cannot take a decision, and then they will feel that they may see somebody to talk it out. Because indecision, what it means, sometimes we cannot take a decision, then we become stagnant. We are not moving forward. We are at the same place all the time. So it is important, if one aspires to grow, then if one can try, if they find it too difficult, then maybe help is needed. They can see a growth of companies like what we do in the work that we do. We accompany people to look at what is the difficulty and how can we overcome them. Back to you, Ray.
So that is the importance of accompanies, yeah, accompanies. So let me tell the other about this helping relationship. So in PRH, we have this kind of activities, and we call it the helping relationships. Helping relationship is it's not like about consulting or ask questions and receive an answer. It's about making a relationship with a person, yeah, with an educators, with us, making a relationship. So, and then we make a habit to meet monthly or weekly, or depends on the needs. And through that process, and we receive help from the companies to see ourselves better, because sometimes we have a blind spot. So I used to say this is a blind spot, like when we are driving a car, there's a blind spot that we cannot really see. So when we have this a special mirror, like a small mirror, we can put it on the side, and then we can see the blind spot. So in helping relationships, we meet an accompanist, and then we can see better ourselves with the help from companies. So for example, like fear. So sometimes we cannot make a decision because there is a fear in us. But when we ask ourselves, where this fear come from? Sometimes we don't really know the answers. But in the helping relationships, we can, the companies can help us to see what this fear is really, it's like, oh, and then when we realize something, we can become a better person. So I'm a person who don't trust about training any about them. You can train every day, for the whole month, but if you don't realize something about you, the training will not, it's like will not give an effect. But if you realize something in you, you don't need the whole month training. It's like when you are realizing something, there is already a change in you. So realizing something is very important to become a better person. So actually, this helping relationship is really important. So I hear that you are going to give short modules shortly about decision making.
Yeah, it's on March 5th and 13th. It's really about it observe ourselves, right? Help us if you need help to observe ourselves in our decision taking. And then after that, what is a good way to move forward? How do I learn to make decision for myself? So PRH method is always we give you a time to reflect, and also give you a method that you can look at and you can take it home, and then you can practice it in your daily life. That's a question in the chat, Remy.
Okay, a question. What is it? The question is, do you pray before making simple decision daily? I think this is the question for you, Annie.
For me?
Do you pray?
Okay. Okay, it depends. So so it is different with every individual, and it also depends on our faith, our faith background, religion, whether we believe or not. So that's another thing. But if there are certain capacity that I can live, because we are all made with very good function, our thinking capacity, feeling, and so forth. So some of this simple daily decision, so if I live that faith in me, deep inside of me, it is part of who I am. Then, of course, if it can help me to refer to pray, in this case, then of course I can do it. However, it doesn't take away that I still need to take a decision. I need to act on it, and I need to refer to my deep self. What is a good decision for me to take? In this situation. So it can be a combination. So it depends on your background as well, what you feel that you're comfortable with, but it doesn't take away the decision taking is still our, it is still our, what we call that, we are accountable to the decision that we take as well. And to receive the consequence of the decision that we take.
Yeah.
I hope that answers.
In my case, so if this question is if I can answer these questions, so I know I've already relationships with God before I know PRH. Yeah, before I know PRH, I already have a strong relationships with God. So I do prayers every day. But then after I knew PRH and I have this method to understand myself deeper and better, do you know what? So my relationship with God becomes stronger, becomes closer. So I can feel the way He is present in me. It's like the relationship and the faith. It becomes an important reality for me as a person. So
Yeah.
so when I'm making decisions, my faith and my relationships and my belief, and it becomes part of it. So I cannot deny it. It's so for when somebody say, "Do you pray?" So it's a kind of a prayer, but not really praying, but making decision is a kind of consulting, and
Yeah.
so that is me. That is in my case.
Yeah, I think,
Okay.
that's important. It is how we live our identity in who we are and what we believe in that can help us in our daily life, our daily action. Because decision making is always an action. It's always an act.
Yeah.
So, Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you,
So
Justin.
I think we come to the end of this podcast. I would like to make a conclusion. Yeah, a conclusion. So, what we already discussed today, Annie, can you, if I ask you to make a sentence, one sentence, conclusions, can you give us? Do you have something that you can share about the conclusion about our podcast today?
You're inviting everybody. Is it Remy or me?
No, you, Annie. Yeah.
Oh, I feel that for me, my life really changed. And it did not change like overnight. It changed with every decision that I take for a while, quite a while, from who I was and today. I'm here today. I'm here doing what I love today because of important decision that I take for my life journey. To know, first, the decision is to learn, to grow as a person. I started, otherwise my life can be the same as last time. But when I decided that I want to learn more about myself, I started pursuing PRH education to know myself, to be aware, what is this? Who is this Annie? And then from there, I learned to also learn how to take good decisions for myself so that, today I can say that I live what I love on a daily basis. And I feel that this is such an important topic because a conscious, good decision helps us to grow and move forward in life. Because this decision is not for anybody else, but when I take the decision, it's for me. That is my life. I'm talking about my life journey again. So it is good to be conscious of that. Yeah, that's
Okay.
for me.
So I also have in my mind to make a conclusion. So when you want to make when you want to make a conscious decision, please remember to stop. Yeah, to not directly like autopilot decision to make an autopilot decision. Please stop and listen to yourself and listen to yourself and whatever you can find at that time in you and consider it in your decisions. Yeah. So that is one thing, to stop and to receive and to observe and to be aware of what is inside your mind and on yourself. Yeah. And the other thing is that decision making every day is what I'm choosing the word decision making is become part of who this is,
My way of living.
yeah, become my way of living. Thank you, Annie. You are helping me. It's my way of living. So because with the decision making, if it becomes my way of living, it means that we every day and every not only every day, but yeah, we can really aware and we can really take charge about our life. It's like taking charge about our life through decisions. So decision is really important if we want to if we want to direct our life to a certain directions. Decision making is important. So what kind of decision making? As simple as make a conscious decision. What is conscious decision? It's like you stop, observe yourself, and you consider all the reality that you find that day. So if you find difficulties, I think you can ask help the other person to see to yourselves. Yeah. But if you want to use PR's method, we can help you. We can help you a lot. There is a method, and we can give you helping relationship. There is also workshops, and there is also an explanatory system about ourselves. Actually, it's a kind of map. It's like a Google map, but it's like a map about our personality. We can see ourselves better using this explanatory system from PRH. Thank you, Annie, for a wonderful evening.
Thank you, Remy.
I'm really glad that you are here because we can share about the story to the audience, and we can at least we now we understand that how important is it the decision making to direct our life, or how is it connect to become a better person. So thank you, Annie. So for everybody who are in the Zoom meeting, don't leave yet because I want to end the stream in the YouTube, and then we will meet later.